Welcome back to Indoor Barbecue, the only show hosted by two children standing on top of each other's shoulders in a trench coat. This is it. That was terrible.
That was bad.
Yeah.
I like where your energy is. Oh, we can go. We can go again.
I have a different opener.
Oh yeah. Okay. You can go.
Welcome back to Indoor Barbecue, the only podcast about barbecue and barbecue accessories that never gets around to that segment because we get distracted. I'm your host, David.
I'm Sean.
I said my fucking surname. Oh, I'm bleeping that out.
You did.
I don't know why I want to bleep it out, but I will. Yeah. We're going with that one. It's fine.
Going out your surname.
Yeah, I'm bleeping out my surname.
I forgot. I am kind of concerned that I do have my surname and everything, because I was like, that seems like a good career move to get my actual full name on everything. And so like my Twitter is my full name, my Snapchat's my full name, and if I don't get my full name, like nobody really has my second name apparently. It sucks for you, buddy.
Yeah. Most generic.
That's probably more clues actually.
Yeah.
And
Johnson.
So I have it on pretty much everything with an underscore in the middle, and I'm just like, oh yeah, this is great to like. I don't want anyone to actually know my name when I think about it on the internet. Anyways, like if I get it through like film accolades and all that, that's probably good to everyone know your name.
Yeah.
So I'm like half and half, Because you ever like Google yourself?
Yeah. Well, I'm an egotistical maniac, so yeah, occasionally.
I did that once or twice. That's pretty funny. Yeah. I did that once or twice to just check if I could be. Is that a knock on the door?
Yeah, it was a knock on the door.
Yeah, okay. Someone will get that.
Could someone get the door, please? Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
I heard a little pitter patter. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
I was just gonna say real quick. You didn't argue when I said I was the host. I was going to say, and this is my co-host, but because I said my surname, I like fucking freaked out.
Oh, I don't listen to you. I'd fade in and out. It's fine. Well, I mean, the intro.
This podcast is off to a great start.
It's half true. It's half real. I'm a phasey person. I've realized. No, but I Googled myself.
Yeah.
And I could literally find my mom quicker than me, and I was like, oh, don't need that. Like, yeah. And then no, but the only thing that I found, I go to Google Images. I Google myself. There's a picture from me.
Yeah.
In like a school quiz we did, like years ago.
Oh shit.
Of just like, and I don't know what it is because I went into the link into like the credit union. No, it was like it was a credit union quiz thing. Right. And I don't feel bad saying it because I already have pictures of me that I've given to the world. Yeah. But like I don't know why it's there because when you click into the link in the image, it's not there, and it's like layered somewhere in the code of this like web page that has nothing to do with me. That like someone clearly just like reused for some other shit and just re-put the picture somewhere else. So I don't know why it's there. But that's about it. So I'm not doing too bad. What also made me a bit sad. I'm just like, I haven't done shit. Yeah. I don't know what I'd expect to find that would make me happy, but I'm just like something. Yeah. Maybe some other Sean Cahalans that had done stuff to inspire me, or something. Your
surname in.
Yeah. Yeah. Just get it rolling for us.
All right.
Huh?
No, I mean in the edit because you said your surname there.
Yeah.
You mean to like remove it?
Well, it's in my Twitter. Like,
yeah. Yeah.
You put there every week, so that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like
I've done there. Yeah. You're in the open. Yeah, I mean like any of like the short films we've made, I put my full name on the credits, and those are on my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So it's like if you dig even a little bit, it's there. But the thought is like I don't want people because I don't want people to know my full name. Like just because they see something I do, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No. Because
if you know my full name, I want it to be like a little bit of like a hurdle.
Yeah.
Because
I think it came from like a moment of like, it's definitely a bit egotistical to be like, yeah, when we make it.
Yeah, when,
obviously when.
When.
Like when I'll do something good in my life. I'm like, surely.
Yeah.
I have enough time to get around to doing something. I'm like, at some point. But like, it's just something about seeing you. It's like when we were on about if you've ever seen Bill Burr, he's a famous American comedian. He's a bit about just white men when they just get a little bit too much power, or they just like put on a nice suit, or just sit behind like a nice wide mahogany desk that you'd see in like movies or old English movies, and it's just like, you just want to start taking over some shit. Like I just think that's internal to your brain, but like in like credits, because even our short film, your short film that we made,
You produced
in college, yeah.
You can say it's yours. It's okay.
No, no. I'll say it when I earned it.
Okay.
I'll claim that shit to the ground when I earned it. And but it was just, because I produced it, but not in the regular producer sense. It was more like a college program. But I did do work, and it just said like my name came up like just a second, and it was just like producer Sean Catlett, and I was just like, yeah, you damn right, fucking damn right. And it's just like for like 5 seconds, I was like, yeah, fucking yeah, and I was like, okay, calm down, buddy. Like, you've had your name on a few things, but you've made them all.
Yeah.
What's the most proudest credit you've had so far?
Oh God, I gotta think about that. I don't know if I'm proud of any of them, quite frankly.
As I said, the most proud. You don't have to be proud of any of them. Just the highest on the proud scale.
I think when we did our PLC, and we were at the end of the year, the short films we made, they were shown in the cinema, like in the local cinema, and seeing my name on the big screen like that.
Yeah.
That was pretty fucking wild.
Yeah.
That was I especially like at that time, still hadn't been humbled by the world.
Yeah.
Still hadn't properly worked in the service industry, hadn't been humbled by the world. That was like, oh my God. Of course my name's up there. That's awesome. That's great.
Of course.
Of course it's there. Wasn't like the most proud of the film that was before it.
Yeah.
Because, you work on something for so long, it's going to be impossible.
Yeah.
Or I hope someday it is possible. You can look at something you've made and you're like, yes, this is great.
Yeah.
And that's like, oh, there's a flaw and there's a flaw. This could be better. But that was seeing my name up there. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's just something really, I think it's because it's just the first steps in like, because anyone that goes into film either really doesn't know what they want to do, or it's just like obviously wants to become a filmmaker. Yeah. There's two, and you can do both.
Yeah.
You can do both. And it's just the first little step towards like, oh yeah. Little credit.
I think like in my brain, I've tried to steer away from what I was doing, like especially like as a teenager when I was in secondary school. I'd be like, and then I'm gonna make this movie in 2025, and it's gonna do real well, and it's gonna lead into a sequel or whatever, because that's like one of the few things I had to like hold on to.
Yeah.
During like being in secondary school and hating my life, was like, I'm gonna get out of this small town and I'm gonna make movies. I'm going to make a Flash Gordon movie and everyone's going to love it. There's going to be 10 sequels. You laughed. If I go back to my childhood room, I'll find a piece of paper where I have listed out the names of of a Marvel Cinematic Universe style. Yeah. Like, here's the first one, here's the second one, here's the spin-off, here's the TV show. Like,
no, I'm glad. I'm jealous. Like, I had none of that. I just like sat in my hometown depressed or something. I can't even remember what I did. I had no passion for anything.
Yeah. But now I'm here and I'm like, man, if I get to like make something, like anything, like even like if I get to edit the shorts I have on my laptop, I get them out there, and someone's like, "That's pretty good." That'd be awesome.
It is funny how college like kind of brings you down, and working just like you're like it's like you should never give up on your dreams. Just unless you're one of those truly like just force of will humans, like I'm just gonna work 19 hours a day. I'm not that. I can't do that.
No, that's
I feel like I'm passionate. Would love to be involved in the craft of making movies, but I'm just not that person. Mm-hmm. So you just gotta like just move it down a little bit. You're like, okay, maybe not Tarantino. Yeah. Maybe not Scorsese. Maybe not even a director. Yeah. Maybe not even that. Maybe like the cameraman's assistant, and I'd be happy.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be a great job. Yeah. I get to go to work every day, like what I do, unless you end up in like Coronation Street or something. That'd be a bit rough.
No, I think even then, that's like at least like a jumping off point.
Yeah.
Because like me and one of the guys we work with, we were talking about like how difficult it is to get into the industry.
Yeah.
And he was kind of like, oh, well, no, it seems like because so many people work in film.
Yeah.
It's not that difficult like to get into it. And I was kind of like, well, it's that first step, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because, like, I know that's, like, every job. Like, getting your foot in the door is the most difficult step. But it's, like, that's literally, it's, like, once you're in there and once you have, like, a credit.
Yeah.
Once you're, like, oh, I worked on this one thing. You're not pretty much set up. But, like, it's better than being, like, I really want to make things. It's, like, I've made a thing. And people have seen it. So if you have Coronation Street, you're, like, you see that show? We made 70 episodes in a weekend.
Hear that audio, bitch?
You
You hear all of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crisply.
I mean, I know it's shite, but you see, like, we did that.
Yeah, no, it is
in 4 days.
Now that you've said it, I'm like, I have such, like, every time someone brings up, like, soaps or Coronation Street, I'm like, oh, yeah, they're shite. But the fucking production.
Yeah.
My goodness. And then they're like, what? I'm like, they film all that in, like, a week.
Yeah.
Like, they plan that, they write that show 7 months in advance.
Yeah.
They shoot, like, 1 million shots a day. You know how hard that is?
And they're like, they don't have the biggest budget, so like I imagine writing for that must be fucking insane.
Oh, it must be nuts.
Because you have to like amp up the drama, but it has to be within budget. And then a producer comes along like, oh, we can't have that car crash, or we can't have that big like church fire that kills off like whatever character.
Yeah,
you know. So it's like you got to keep. Like the
you
fact
get real creative with those tight angles.
EastEnders still fucking exists.
Yeah.
And it's still successful. That's fucking insane.
I always really liked the idea that like the writer's room in there, like it's been there for years. Like so many people, like everyone who's probably been a fucking aspiring writer from England has gone through that room. Like every actor like from Australia goes through Home and Away. It's just the thing. Like there's definitely just a book for each character, and they just open the book and they go, right, kidnapped, murdered, car crash, son died, son came back, son died again, nan died, your mom came back, oh, pub exploded, crippled, oh, uncrippled, a heart attack, it's got 7 pacemakers, fake leg, okay, what can we do next? And then they just sit there and go, we'll give them a week off. Close them, next one is like, oh, only 4 traumas. Look at that. We got ourselves a winner.
This is actors in the trailer like, yes, I get one more emotion this week. I know we're ragging on it now, but it's like,
oh, it's funny because we had someone. Do you remember when we did like a PLC course and our tutor had someone come over that wrote for one of the soaps in Ireland, and she was like going through all of this and it was really fucking interesting. But then she was like, the writers like write like, as I said, like 6 months in advance ish, something like that. I can't remember. Correct me if you remember anything better than me. But like. Just that, the idea of like, just when she was like, yeah, so like the writers sit with the actors and like they know they're dead, but like you can't tell them yet because the actors only get the script like a week in advance. So it's just like you're just sitting there like, fuck, if you only knew, lad.
Boy, next week,
ooh,
you think you're going to your wedding?
Oh, you enjoy those hands. It's fucking adorable.
Hey, you like your co-star? Well, let's just say
you guys have you guys had great chemistry. What? No, nothing. Not in that scene that you just did. You had great chemistry. Yeah, you know, you know. Fuck.
So yeah, now he wants an extra couple of grand if he's going to be killed off. It's like he's not being killed off. The fucking other ones are being killed off. He's just gonna be sad and lonely.
Oh shit!
Fuck! I said that out loud as well.
Fuck! You're all gonna die.
Into a microphone. God damn it! Who put this in front of me?
No, because like I watch all the soaps with a critical eye now, being like, so many years of writing. Like there is no stakes. People can die, but like people just die out. Like that's the most messed up street. Like move, motherfuckers. I'd rather live in Gotham City than than fucking Fair City. Like, you know, I actually would. It seems like a less stressful place. The violence is scattered around. Like, you know, every few months.
It's a whimsical crime.
You have your doomsday events. They're in like costumes. It's a bit of crack.
Yeah.
You lie down. You say nothing. Nobody really kills anyone that much.
Batman beats the shit out of someone. You're like, okay, back to it. Coronation Street. Everyone's just a second away from their Joker moment.
Fucking losing it all the time.
Like I don't think I've ever watched a full episode of any soap, like from beginning to end. But I've seen so many little clips of it. Or like you'll be over at like an aunt's house and it'll be on in the corner. And then they're like, previously, last week. And then it's just like a car fucking explodes. And it's like, what do you mean you lost a baby? And then it's just the pub's closing down. And little Timmy got stuck in a well. And then fucking some dude got hit by the car that exploded before it exploded. And there's 2 accidents.
I thought it was funny that they incorporated COVID into Coronation Street.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, because I never truly knew where Coronation Street or Emmerdale, any of the timeline of when it was set. Because like everyone was like kind of modernish times, like, but like they're just following us.
I reckon it is cheaper to film a show acknowledging COVID than to not acknowledge COVID.
Oh yeah, because you just forget so much shit.
You just mic up people with the masks.
Yeah.
You have the screens and all things. I mean, they have to be separate anyway because you're filming during COVID. But the fact that you don't have to hide any of it. They're like, will it make it like a bit weird to watch like 10 years down the line? You know, hopefully when all of this is over.
Imagine I hope that we're nostalgic for COVID someday. Not for most of it, but like, you know, like the first summer was all right. We're vibing a bit. Well, some of it. Some bits were like all things nostalgic. Mostly shite, but it's the good stuff you remember.
I mean, I was stressed out for a bit there a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, I missed the first lockdown, man. It was sunny. We had a nice like apartment.
Stolen iMac.
We were listening to bops late into the
Sound
night.
system was hype.
You know, playing video games on a fucking projector.
Well, that was shite. I don't miss that.
No, I enjoyed that. I got really good at GTA 4 driving. With
your natural delay synced up with the projector delay.
Then any other fucking racing game. No, I've got Mario Kart down to a T. But any other game that involves getting into a car, my brain's just like, okay, this is going to be the worst experience of your life. And then it's really smooth and good, and I'm like, no, and I'm like compensating because I'm expecting the car to be all wonky. Yeah, no, bad move.
GTA 4 is kind of like those. They really wanted it to be like realistic driving of like like a guy that's not that experienced driving, and like, you know, some old cars that he hasn't driven before, and you know it's like, you know, he's not going to be able to control them that much. They're not his cars, and you're just like, the mechanics were just shit. Man. Just like stop making your own meanings out of this.
Do you know what? Do you know what really hurt me? When I started doing like 180s in cars in GTA 5.
Yeah.
And I said it to you, and you're like, "Oh no, they programmed that so that you feel good."
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was going through a breakup, having a little bit of joy. I was like, "Look what I can do," and you're like, "Oh no, that's programmed into it." They do that to like 10-year-olds and feel like they're the shit.
Because everyone wants to do it. It's not like they kind of they help you out a little, you know.
Yeah. So.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Well, you got to kick a man when he's down, huh?
Yeah.
How
the fuck are you doing? You know?
How many you've been inspired?
It was like my aiming is already bad enough. You know.
I picture you. David has like one of those kids mats that like has the fire station and all the roads going. You've all had one as a child, if not, sorry.
I didn't have one as a child. That's when I had one as a child.
That's why you have one now. But I just picture you like going around here with your Hot Wheels. When you're feeling a bit down sometimes by yourself. Not intentionally, like there might be a Hot Wheels on the ground, you might be there, it's time to get something else, you know. It happens, don't worry, no judgment.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna get my remote control Yoshi and put him on the map. That was last Christmas, like not Christmas like last week, but Christmas like last year. You know, that's wild. That's wild to me.
Right. What do you have anything prepared?
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, Sean, what's on the barbecue this week?
What's in the fucking barbecue? Well, funnily you'd say, host of the podcast.
Mm-hmm. It's in front of you.
Fucking, I never remember.
I'm gonna film a cutaway.
It's Winnie the Pooh.
Oh.
With only bottoms on. With.
Okay.
Yeah, you find a picture of that, bitch.
What do you mean? It's right there.
It's right there.
Sorry. I don't need to find a picture.
I can't think of it. Yeah, it is quite disturbing. I feel like it will be.
Yeah.
Fucking Winnie.
You know, Winnie the Pooh is in the public domain now.
No, we can have Winnie.
Not the. Okay, so I have to clarify. Not the Winnie the Pooh that is in the Disney movies, like the yellow bear with the red shirt, right? But the brown bear with the hyphens between each word, so Winnie hyphen the hyphen Pooh. That's in the public domain, and all those stories are in the public domain.
Okay.
But the Disney one with the red shirt, that's copyrighted.
Disneyified. Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
So if he's got a red shirt you're fucked. If he's
got red pants. He's a new Winnie. He's proud. Stop body shaming Winnie.
Oh my god.
Let him get his tits out.
Oh my god. We got a podcast mascot. Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh with pants.
Winnie the Pooh with pants. Our new podcast.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
He's got to have orange pants though. It's got to be correct. Indoor barbecue.
Indoor barbecue.
With
orange
long,
ones.
With the long,
with the long legs.
Yeah, exactly.
Barbecue. He's wearing barbecue pants.
Our boy Winnie.
Yeah. We're on 21 minutes here.
Yeah.
Should we stop and start?
I think it's
camera?
25, isn't it? Yeah.
It's around. I'm not sure. Yeah, we gotta. Yeah, it's 11 o'clock now. We have work in an hour.
Okay. Yeah.
So.
It's 11 o'clock. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna keep all of that in, for the shits and gigs, because we're all wearing like proper clothes and shit, so it's not like embarrassing for you to stand up and like show off your knees.
My knees.
Yeah.
I hate when I'm watching it. I have a habit of doing this, and I don't like it. And I've been trying to consciously stop.
Yeah.
Because I hate looking at myself with poor posture.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't. Like I know I have poor posture. It's just like when you just see yourself, you're like, stand up, man. Stand up. Be happy. Be proud of yourself, motherfucker.
What I liked about last week's podcast, we both started off very much in the middle of the frame.
Yeah.
And then we started leaning away. And then I clicked to the end of it, and like your head is just like over here somewhere. Yeah. And I was like, well, fuck you, audio listeners or video watchers.
Yeah, I couldn't.
My sister.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Her.
Oh, well, last time I was there, it was so nice. She was like, have you thought of like putting them on Spotify? And I was like, they are on Spotify. It's like, oh, I've been watching them on YouTube. I was like, yeah, they're all. I was like, since when? I was like, they're all there.
Thank you very much.
And then I opened it. I was like, there they are. And she's like, oh.
Our biggest fan.
Yeah.
Probably.
She thinks we're funny.
Yeah, we're not terribly funny.
Yeah, we're all right.
You know what? Actually, I had a funny thought yesterday that I thought might be slightly entertaining for you in particular.
Great.
I should never preface the story with that. If I've learned, you never preface the story with it's funny.
Yeah.
It takes
like,
away from the bite. Hey,
Hey,
you heard of this funny shit, and you're like, oh no. But no, so I'm a very I clean my room a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I have probably something undiagnosed. I've realized later in my life. Sometimes I'll just wake up and like there'll be shit in my room and I just have to clean. I'm like, I'm crazy. I like my room clean. No, but like as in like I'll just like I'll leave it for like a week and then I'll just be like wake up and I'll like be physically uncomfortable with my surroundings. And I'm like have to clean everything. And then once I do that, I'm like my mental health is like I always describe it as my mental health is like intricately linked to the cleanliness of my room and just how shit's organized. And then I realized in like the later years of my teenagehood, I started reading like kind of self-helpy books. And one of them I read was Mr. Peterson's. I watched a bit of his. And his whole fucking shtick is like, oh, just start off something small. Well, he obviously has a lot of beliefs and whatever. I don't support all of them. Don't know what the fuck he's on about these days. But I like the bit where he's like, yeah, get your shit together. You know, I feel like it's a good message, funnily enough. But he's always like, oh, just start with something small. Just clean your room. Just clean your room. And I'm just like, did that? Because I would always like half listen to it, but then like the one consistent, like I just heard it so much over like time when I'd reread the books, and you get like, you know, when you reread a book, but you don't really reread it. You get like the first chapter and then you give up. Yeah. But it's always that. So I'm just like, has this like just been brainwashed?
Have you been
into
Pavlov?
I know. Into like fucking every time I'm so inconsistent at trying to be consistent that like I don't get anywhere through the book. I forget all the rest of the advice besides just clean your fucking room. So every time I get in any way mental struggle or feel like shit, I just start cleaning my room. And I was like, no, this is not like except like I can't. And I got so irrationally angry. I was like, what the fuck? Like I just could. It's just the thought of being like all the shit I've read, and that's the only takeaway, consistent takeaway I've got out of all of the good advice I've heard in my life is clean your fucking room. And I just thought you'd find that entertaining. But it pissed me the fuck off, yes. I was walking around just angry for like 10 minutes.
Fucking Jordan Peterson.
Fucking bastard.
Telling me to clean my fucking room. And it works. I mean, I'm glad to hear like that's what you got away from Jordan Peterson and not like, well, actually, I don't know if we're all the same.
Oh, it was so funny once.
Logical.
One of the guys I used to work with was quite political.
Yeah.
Politically up to date in the political space and like would read philosophy and whatever, did Irish history, notions. Really liked him if he ever comes around. But I remember one day I was just like, oh yeah, I'm a big Jordan Peterson fan, and like I just knew like this small sphere of like he had a book and he was like, do stuff, don't give up on stuff. That's good. That's not good to give up on stuff. And I was like, yeah, that's a real cool guy. And I listened to him on a podcast, Joe Rogan podcast, real fucking teenage shit.
Yeah,
and I was like, yeah, seems like a great guy, a lot of good advice, appreciate him, like big fan. And then he was like, yeah, do you know he's for forced monogamy or something? And I was like, my little teenage brain didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. And I was like, oh, I was like, no confidence to me. Didn't even have the confidence to be like, oh, what's that? I was just like, oh, I knew what monogamy meant, kind of. I knew what forced meant. I was like, oh, that's he seemed pretty cool when he was talking to the other bald angry man. I don't know.
He was talking to the Fear Factor.
Yeah, I don't know. He seemed pretty chill. He's like, yeah, he's got a lot of like weird fucking beliefs or whatever, you know. And so I'm just like, I know he seemed chill or whatever. But it was like the first instance of my life where I found a little hero.
Yeah.
And with like a few good bits. Well, not even a hero, just like someone that I looked up to. And I was like, yeah, that's like he's giving me some good advice. And then someone just fucking tore him down right in front of me. And you know what? Hasn't stopped. Every single person I become attached to in any way. Oh, he's a rapist. Oh, he's a murderer. Oh, he didn't do his taxes. Don't care about taxes. I ran out of ideas. But it's just like the rape and the murder. It's pretty not good. And the dodgy allegations and just like the absolute racism. And you're just like, you just stop like putting yourself out there. Like, I find it really hard to like just find someone I like, a new person I like, and just be like, oh, they're great. Like I keep it inside. Like I won't tell anyone.
Yeah.
About like I'm like, okay, I'm a big fan of them. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna be quiet. And if something happens, I can just in myself. You know, it won't be because you know it's just they keep fucking doing it, man.
It's almost like
anyone
giving people positions of power and or authority or like raising their ego makes them like go so far up their own arse that they think they're invincible.
Funnily enough,
it's almost like we've created a culture that's bad for the human psyche.
Yeah.
I'm not a scientist though. But we did talk like a good 20 minutes ago about how sitting behind a fucking desk gives us a power trip.
Yeah. It's just, you know, it's little things.
So it's like, you know, some celebrities are like, oh, they're a bit rude. And other like, yeah, he did unspeakable things to me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No, but you're just like, you know, when like people say that like, oh, it's not natural to be famous or everything. And you're like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And you're just like, but you don't truly grasp it.
Yeah.
And then you're like, people are like, oh, we're designed to be like these kind of like small little tribes or whatever. That's, you know, the human race was. And
caveman
you know, you
brain.
do, yeah, you caveman brain. You wake up in the morning, you have your achievable but difficult task.
Yeah.
You do it. You feel good about yourself. You go home, caveman sex, and have like 18 more kids and die at like 15 or something. I don't know what you do when you're a caveman.
I don't know what caveman.
But like, you know, it makes sense in my brain. I'm like, that's the shit I like hold on to. Because like I like all this sciencey shit, whatever. No idea. I'm a dumbass. But like I know when I clean the dishes and the dishes are done, and I make a checklist for the day, and it's like go to the gym, go to work, eat kind of healthy, and I tick them all off the end of the day. Feel great.
Yeah.
I feel fucking great. I feel accomplished. Best thing ever. When I don't check things off the list, I feel sad. That's all I need to know. You know. You're famous. You wake up in the morning. You don't even got a list. You don't need to do anything.
Yeah.
There's nothing for you to do.
Yeah, that's why people like Mark Wahlberg like get up at 6 a.m. to go to the gym and then pray.
Stay humble.
Like they don't know how to.
Well, you got to find something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy committed hate crimes when he wasn't famous. Imagine. Imagine what he's doing now.
Yeah.
He's on that fucking island where they hunt people for sport.
Oh, definitely.
100%.
You know when? Do you ever identify like coping mechanisms in people? But like you could see in yourself, but it's just not your one.
Yeah.
Like religion, obviously, it's a lot of people's like coping mechanism to just like keep yourself humble.
Yeah.
Not in the least cringy way possible. Yeah. Just like there's a big thing, we pray to the big thing, we're all insignificant. You know, keeps you down.
Yeah.
You know, you lose that, you're like, okay, nothing's real, and then you got to find something else.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, go to the gym.
That's your new faith.
You just gotta find a thing. You gotta find people that are smarter than you. Just something to keep you down. But the problem is when you get to that level, you just stop shit. There's nothing to keep you down anymore.
Yeah.
Unless you need like one childhood friend, that uncorruptible like movie character that comes with them in the movie to the Hollywood, and when everyone's being yes man, he's like, "Don't do it, bro," and then they're best friends at the end. Like, but they don't exist.
Crazy. What are you doing? I mean, look at yourself. Is this how you want to live your life? Surrounded by people who just tell you what you want to hear all the time?
What would your mom say? Your dead mom.
What would Timmy the orphan, what would he think?
Who you saved with your bare hands.
You
got
saved
you
him
this gig.
without all this money and fame and just, it's too much, man.
Is it messed up that all the happy endings in those movies produced in Hollywood are they leave Hollywood and go back to the simple life?
I think it reminds me, you know all those movies about deadbeat dads?
Yeah.
Those are definitely written by deadbeat dads.
Yeah.
It's like a power fantasy. Like, yeah, I'll change. I'll spend time with my kids. Yeah. I'll do it.
Like if I've paid attention to one thing in my script writing module, haven't done much, have failed it probably.
Oof.
Is that write what you know? Just write what you know. You're like, who do you give the best advice to about, like, you know, when like something you've been through and someone comes to you and you give them advice? You didn't do any of that. So that's them writing. There's like, you know, when like you fuck up in like in a relationship or it's just in a situation or in a friendship or whatever, and then you're like, okay, this in retrospect you're like, that's what I should have done, and then the next time that comes around you don't do that again because you're a dumb idiot human. But humans are great at one thing and one thing only, and that's giving advice that they don't have to follow. Because life ain't hard. Like stuff ain't hard. Like anything you set your mind to is not hard. It is hard in a way, but it's like, you know, you want to be a filmmaker?
Yeah.
Work really hard, be consistent, show up on time, do everything right. That's hard. Like, you know, that's hard. But like the steps are not difficult at all. You know, they're clearly laid out in front of you.
I know what you're trying to say. But it upsets me.
I know. It fucks me up too.
Because there's a lot of... I'm like, well, no, there's other stuff. Some things that, you know, you got more or less advantages.
Yeah. No, it's like
just thinking the thing easy.
Yeah,
doing the thing.
It's very
fucking
difficult.
Impossible.
Yeah, that's why, like, you know, self-help people, they make a bunch of money because they just got to list what you got to do. We all know what we got to do.
Yeah.
That was the most messed up phrase I've ever heard in my entire life. Someone said to me one day, it was like, or I read it somewhere, it's like, deep down, you always know what you should be doing at that moment in time. Yeah. And I just sat there for a minute and I was like, it didn't help that I was cramming an essay at the time and just avoiding it by reading. The quote came up somewhere in my timeline. And I was just like, it is so true. Like, you really do know what you should be doing. Like, just not every single moment of time, but like, okay, I should be going to work. I should be getting there early. I should be doing this. I should be consistent in college. I should prioritize stuff. Like, it's not hard to list things. It's just doing things is really, really hard. It's not really, really hard, but like, it is quite hard.
It's hard, you know? And it's like, even like people who have like strong mindsets. Yeah. And like do all the like the obvious steps.
But they're like 1 in a billion.
Yeah. Whereas like you still have to be like super fucking lucky.
Yeah.
For all those steps to work out, because you can be going through your steps and then I don't know, your fucking mom dies and that derails you. You know?
Yeah. It's not like I'm like it's I've it's not like this hardworking. Yeah. Like every hardworking person is not successful. You know. But it's just. What were we even talking about before this? What was the first point that led to this?
We started at Jordan Peterson.
Oh, yeah, but that was ages ago.
We were talking...
Famous people.
Famous people, yeah. And how all the fucked up shit they do. And, like, faith. And, like, you have to have something to believe
in. And then we moved to Mark Wahlberg, Hunting for Sport.
Mm-hmm. The movie where the guy goes to Hollywood.
Yeah, write what you know. Script. Going on tangent. Script, write what you know. So, you know, like, just... I would easily be able to write a movie about... a film student going to college, not doing what he should do. Yeah. Slightly depressed, Just anything like you really do know. It's the intricacies. You ever watch a movie where like they have like something you have actually gone through, and it's like the little shit, and they're just like that just hits you in your soul. Like that's the kind of difference between like I'm kind of grasping in the least cringy way possible to like a good script and like a really good script. It's just the small shit, that truly does connect with people. Because like pick out any trauma in your life, semi-relatable film to that, and just find the shit that really hits you. And it's just like that's what you gotta capture. Just write what you know. Life's hard.
Life is a highway. Yeah, do you want to hear about this shit I found?
Yeah. What time is it first?
It is 11:15.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to wrap it up soon.
Speed on that shit.
Yeah. Right. So yesterday in Ireland, Saturday, 15th of January.
Okay.
There was a huge lottery.
One wee tangent.
God
I remember my point.
Great.
So every time you watch a slasher film, a really good one, stay away from that man.
I'm glad Wes Craven is dead.
Anytime you see like a horror movie or like a fucked up movie with fucked up premises, just a little bit too accurate and real, just walk away slowly.
Yeah.
Just worry. Just think about that.
Didn't they have something about The Last of Us Part 2?
Yeah.
Whereas like you feel really bad for like in the cutscenes all the people you're murdering because they all have like backstories and like unique like death sounds or whatever.
Yeah.
And they really like went in depth to find out what like fucking carcasses look like or whatever.
Yeah.
But then the gameplay is just like double point, the headshot. The dog's attacking you. Shoot it. Oh, that dog had a name. You fucking monster. Ding ding ding.
How many like serial killers do you think Dexter saved with his children? Like how many serial killers were sat there watching Dexter and just like when they're like relating him to be a person and he's got this weird struggle, it's just something he's into, and he's like all the serial killers now know. I'm like I've never watched the show that really like related to me before. All the fucking psychopaths
He's
watching
like,
Dexter.
Tarping up your room. Write that down. Like honestly,
like the fucking guys were just there. Yeah. Like fucking the writer of Dexter just had a friend that was a little weird that he got most of his ideas out of. It's like, where did it come from?
They say there'd be a great crossover between like great crime writers and serial killers.
Yeah.
You know, just like crime committers and crime writers.
Yeah.
You know, they'd be a lovely little pairing.
Yeah.
You know, you come home to your partner and you're like, I was in the fucking Starbucks or whatever writing this scene.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out what it'd be like, like to get into the mentality of like just like hacking someone to death. And any thoughts? And they like look you dead in the eyes and like the thirst of blood like just drives you. Yeah. And it's like, that's a good quote. Can I use
these are good. These are good.
Like, yeah, man. I've been watching a lot of documentaries recently.
I've been wanting to talk about this my whole life.
Yeah.
People usually aren't interested.
It's turned into my Mark Wahlberg voice a little.
It always turns into
what
the Mark
do you
Wahlberg
mean I'm
voice.
a murderer? What's happening? Okay. So before we go on a dumb tangent that's going to horrify people,
I had something, but we'll leave it. We'll leave it there. We'll leave it dead there.
Put a
knife
asterisk. Okay. So some context for what I'm about to talk about. The Lotto. Jackpot,
the Lotto.
Right. Happened yesterday in Ireland.
The lottery, 15th, if you're American. Somehow.
The lottery, yeah. 15th of January, Saturday, 2022. Right? And it had to be won. It was a 19 million euro jackpot, and it had to be won because of like legally there's a cap off on how much money can be a jackpot, and that's around like it's just below 20 million, right?
Chump change.
So it had to be won.
Chump change. Right?
And so when I everyone was talking about it at work yesterday, and so I went and I bought a ticket, but when I was on my break, I found this ad on Twitter for it. It says, tonight, Ireland's biggest ever lotto jackpot will be won. Guaranteed. Play early in store or online. Hashtag could be you. Right?
Ooh.
And so I clicked on it out of curiosity to see what the buzz was about, right?
Well then.
Firstly, I noticed, right, there was one hidden reply. You can see it there in the corner. You can see the little under the ad. I'll put it on screen, right?
What is it? Where?
Just in there.
Yeah, but,
if you can see that icon, that means there's hidden replies. That means that the person who put the post up read through the replies and hid one.
Oh,
right?
I've never knew that.
Yeah, that was an option, and I love going through it when it's like stuff like that.
I do like that you can still see them though.
Yeah,
that's like for the degenerates in us.
Yeah,
that want to know.
Us. Here we are, right?
But for the public sphere, you could just have a nice little day.
So these are the ones that weren't hidden replies, right? Okay. Let me guess. A syndicate of and post wins it. Lol. Rigged fix if there ever was one. Ridiculous. Regular players getting shafted. Won't be playing anymore.
Break the regular lotto buyers.
I want
poor
to,
guys.
I want to say this is a promoted tweet.
Is this like the official?
This is
Lotto.
from the Irish National Lottery, like fucking
they're the unhidden ones.
Account, the one with the little check mark, right?
That just reminds me. This is like Twitch chat for the lotto. Rigged.
So the last time it was won in Ireland was June 25th, I believe, right? And so one of the comments under this, or one of the tweets, is just like, only took 7 months. Yeah, man, that's how the lotto works. It's random numbers. If they don't match up, you don't get the money. Like that's how it works. You're gambling.
Nah, bro.
Only took 7 months.
You gotta get your frustrations out somewhere,
This is from Jay Gogan. Sorry, Jay Gogan 2.
When we were talking about coping mechanisms as well for people in the world, the lotto is one.
Oh, 100%.
Like people like live for the like literally like the only thing that gets some owl people through like the day that I know is like the lotto. They're like, the lotto's Friday, gonna get through it, gonna win, not gonna come here Monday. They're here every Monday. They're there every Monday. But we're looking for next Friday.
It is bent.
It is bent.
It is bent. Full
it is
stop.
Bent. I like it.
It is bent. It's a pure scam, and the gullible Irish people fall for it again, while the Canadian Teachers Pension Fund are laughing all the way. One person spent $4,000 on tickets, and another spent $2,000 on tickets. Probably check their tickets tomorrow morning, and not a winner will flash up. Scam,
bro.
Right?
Canadians teacher pension.
You hear that, and you're like, "What the fuck is that? What's that all about?"
Oh, did you?
So 10 days ago, on the subreddit r/Ireland, someone posted this big long post. I'll read the short one first, right?
Yeah.
This is the too long didn't read. It says, Irish people are funding Canadian pensions, playing a lotto that's never been harder to win and never been closer to actual bookmakers. Seriously, though, read through it all. Sorry for the long post. So you know how Ireland is, like, been in debt since forever?
Yeah.
And you know how, like, the movie The Big Short says why we're all in debt, as countries, right?
Yeah.
So apparently we started selling off shit that was nationally owned.
Yeah.
Right? Or renting it out for starters. We'd rent it out and then we'd sell it off, right?
Yeah.
And we've done it with a few things in Ireland. And apparently we did it with the National Lotto.
We don't own the lotto?
We don't own the lotto.
Oh, fuck.
Do you know who does own the Irish Lotto?
The Canadian
Pension Fund, or the Canadian Pension Plan.
What?
Yeah.
That is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
That's a pension plan. That's not like a hedge fund. How did they buy it?
The pension fund describes itself as Canada's largest single profession pension plan with $189.5 billion in net assets and has a lot of responsibilities to its clients.
Yeah, that's like the last thing I want my pension fund to be doing is buying shit. That's like when Revolut like holds your money in lieu, and then when you want it back, they're like, give me 3 days. Like your money is like in South Arabia or something. They gotta siphon that from somewhere else to give you back your money. Like that's your fucking pension. Your pension's like, oh yeah, they bought the Irish lottery. Imagine you were like a Canadian citizen with a pension, and they're like, oh yeah, they bought the Irish lottery yesterday. Like what? With who money? With whose money?
Do you know how much they bought it for?
Oh, the Lotto.
Yeah.
Like the organization, the Lotto.
Like the Lotto in Ireland, yeah.
$1 billion?
They bought it for €405 million.
That's the most Irish shit I've ever heard.
That's on the same level as when the European Union brought Apple to court and told Apple that they owed us however much in tax.
Yeah.
And we said, no, thank you.
No.
We'll just keep the factories, actually.
Just keep those.
We'll just keep the few jobs they give us, actually. They've committed a crime against us, and we apparently have not learned our lesson.
To be fair, I appreciate that mentality, though, because, like, the debt's going to go up no matter what. But, like, jobs in the area, we can compute that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
We can, like jobs in the area, I'm like, oh, that's a good sign. They're like, oh, the national debt went down. I'm like, oh, sick. Fuck, I don't give a fuck. Is my Freddo still 30 cent? It is.
Grand. Wonderful.
Exactly.
We were happy. So, apparently...
It's fucking wild.
Yeah, the moment they started buying it. Like, again, like, I want to preface this. This is from a Reddit post from a rando on Reddit.
Yeah.
Right? So, grain of salt.
Yeah.
But I found it very entertaining that this
Okay.
was posted 10 days ago.
Yeah.
And immediately, all of, like, the Twitter, all the posts, anything surrounding the lotteries, like, oh, yeah, going to Canadians, is it?
Yeah.
Huh?
Fucking Canadians.
Those fucking Canadians
Those
taking our money.
assholes. The nicest people in the world. The so-called nicest, most friendly people in the world.
Okay. Listen, Canada is just as bad as the US, but they're worse because they hide behind the facade of being nice.
I think it's just too cold over there to do anything.
I mean, they still did a lot of, like, genocide.
Oh, I have no doubt.
Yeah, like, they did all the bad stuff the States does.
They're just not looking for attention.
They're just trying to clean up their image.
They're like Russia.
And
They just silently murder over
doing
there.
it, yeah. I was like,
They don't
that's
broadcast
fucked. That's fucked. At least the States, they're like, I mean, they're not honest with you, but they're a bit more open about it.
Everywhere's
like, yeah,
fucked.
we like shooting people.
Better shade.
You know? Like, there's a subsection of the States that, like, there'll be, like, there's racists in the States that are like, no, we're not racist. It's like there's a social differences and stuff. But then there's racists who are just like, yeah, we're racist. We're out in the air.
Literally. See, I think it's a matter of, like, where they are in the actual world, like north. Like, you get certain point north, like you start going from, like, the happy countries, you know, like Spain and, like, all the hot ones in France, and they're all, like, vibing, just running around or whatever. And, you know, you got, like, kind of the middle of the states, and then you start going down to, like, Texas and down near Mexico, and, like, everyone's, like, fucking chilling out a bit. And, like, the top Africa, and then you get, like, to the middle where the equator is, and everyone gets real quiet again because they're dying. they're having a rough time. But then you go south or north.
Yeah.
People stop talking and they just start doing shit. Like, you ever, like, been to a Scandinavian country or, like, a Russia or, like, Canada or, like, Alaska? They don't play. They don't talk. They've just like, when your daily struggle becomes survival, like, just like the news, nobody gives a shit. Like, no, like, it gets messed up, man. It's like, oh, Timmy's making a problem for the community. Community might die. Timmy's gone. You know what someone said to me at work yesterday? It was like, if we were a pack of wolves, we'd eat him. We'd descend upon him, and he'd be gone. That's how they do it in the wild. In the wild, he said it like that.
In the wild.
I was just like, what the fuck? All right, we should probably go.
We should probably head off. I haven't shown you this hidden reply.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. The hidden comment.
Right. You want to see the one, like, so they're fine with people talking about how it's rigged and get fucked and go fuck yourself and all of these, right? The one that's hidden says, won't be getting any of my money. Get fucked, you robbing bastard. And it's spelled fucked with 2 O's, and then bastards has the dollar sign instead of an S for bastards.
He won that one. He won.
Yeah.
They hit his comment. He was fucking delighted.
Yeah. He upset the National Lottery so much. Those Canadians couldn't handle fucked ye robbing bastards.
Fuck you, robbing bastards.
Like,
did he spell it phonetically?
Yeah. It's like, get fucked ye robbing bastards.
Get fucked you robbing bastards.
Bastards. He put the dollar sign there.
I think that's what we cut it on. Get fucked you robbing bastards.